Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. Just a little PSA. Please forgive me for any noise that may be going on in the background. It is wild over here. Now, I'm still a little froggy in the throat chakra area, but I also did just wake up from a very much needed nap, okay? Now, I did not want to do this segment because I had a few other things in mind, but you already know the creator don't play like that, okay? No periodic table, no alien talk this evening, but we're going to be talking about fasting, all right, as it correlates to the body, the mind in particular, okay? BDNF, brain derived neurotrophic or trophic, however you want to say it, function. Okay, it's a protein that supports survival of existing neurons and synapses. Okay, fasting increases the levels of this BDNF protein or brain-derived neurotrophic function. It improves cognitive function, alertness, learning, and memory. It's just overall better performance for the brain and the body, right? Now, we had a segment about the traveler's mind where the creator wanted us to keep a mindset of a traveler, right? We didn't go into the science of it, but we did talk about the social, physical, mental, and of course, spiritual aspects of the traveler's mind, right? And how having, that type of mind will allow us to not only be open to our environments and to learning, but it'll keep us on our toes as a whole, right? I wanted to bring that up. Well, I wanted to bring it up because I was like, wait, this is really kind of like a topic that we went over. We talked about the need for fasting. We talked about the need for purging, but we never really went into the actual effects of it, right? Now I had to ask, right? Is fasting the same as starving, right? Like, does it do the same thing to the body? In particular, the brain? And the answer is no. So apparently research shows that the deliberate act of sustaining from eating, it doesn't have the same effect on the brain and the body. The brain and the body, well, we know that our body holds on to food and nutrients when it thinks it is starving, okay? When it thinks that it is starving. It will hold on to different portions and minerals from food because it's like going into that fight or flight response, okay? Now, science tells us that we shouldn't be fasting for more than 24 hours at a time. Of course, there are several types of fasts where people, they go much longer periods than 24 hours without food or water, okay? But we have to understand that fasting is not just abstaining from food and drink. It's abstaining from anything that is low vibrational that will inflict on your ability to make a connection with the spiritual world in a high vibrational way. Although there are some people who practice dark arts, they too fast to clear their vessel to become active and willing participants in body jumping, spirit transferal, a bunch of different things that have nothing to do with the creator, okay? Well, not in the sense that we would like to. And it's important for us to know that God does enjoy all of the worlds that he creates, even the underworld, okay? He loves the underworld. Now, we have different types of fast. We have the dry fast, the wet fast, the intermittent fast, the OMAD. The OMAD is 1 meal a day, OMAD. You can pick any hour in the day to eat, drink, get your nutrients in, and then for 23 hours, your body is working off of that food. There's different types. That is a type of intermittent fasting. I just thought that you guys could go and Google different types of fasting because I didn't want to take away from the segment. I thought it was really important that we kind of, try to stay on topic a little bit here, okay? Now, I think the most important part, or not even the most important part, but the part that I think the creator wanted to highlight, okay, because we know that there are benefits, right? We know that there are benefits for our body, as far as fasting. But I think the brain part, people tend to overlook how our brains are improved when we fast. And this is making our vessels, I think having some sort of understanding of how it helps our bodies, I think having a little bit of some type of idea of how and why, this is so useful and beneficial for the body. I think a lot of people are overlooking how this connects us to a higher vibrational spiritual exchange. When you are operating at optimum levels, your body, your mind, your spirit, it does everything that it is designed to do. When you are not well, your body doesn't perform the way that it was created to perform, okay? There has to be an understanding of your body, of your mind, and your spirit before you start making these different pieces, right? Before you start making these different pieces to connect all of these different connections, it's important to make sure that you're aware of how your body functions, right? Because maybe fasting might make person A's eyes better, but for person B, it might allow them to sleep better. It will allow them to adjust to their environments, to digest their food properly, right? So although it is good and it affects the body, it affects every one of our bodies in a different manner. And I think the area that is most improved when you do fast, I think that is number one, an area that has been attacked. Number 2, an area that is directly correlated to not only your spiritual awakening, your spiritual journey, but your spiritual gifts. Okay? And I also believe that the areas that improve the most are areas that will allow us to make connections. Meaning, if you fast and you notice now your back is getting better, maybe you can go play ball now, or go play golf, or go get your hair cut. These movements that you are able to make, meaning your ability to travel, your desire to travel, is directly correlated to your physical body. And a great deal of energy is required in order to keep moving, to still function, even after you've been fasting. It ultimately makes your body stronger, right? And again, that intention, right, is where we can place our marker, because the body will say no food is no food, whether you're fasting or starving. I need food, right? But then your brain and your spirit has already made the connection and the agreement with the spiritual realm that you are opening yourself up to basically be used in any kind of way. And I don't have to tell you that when you're fasting, the spiritual realm can even have even more control over your vessel when it is empty, when it is void of solid food, liquids, right? Your pure vessel empty is much lighter. It makes your spirit much lighter. And that is important to understand. I did want to do more research for this topic. These types of topics, when we start going into science and understanding things, because number one, if someone asks me a question, I want to be able to correctly answer their question. I want to remove my own personal bias, my own personal experience, and answer these questions with a spiritual, scientific explanation. And before we go, I just wanted to, I'll tell you guys, you can always literally Google everything we look up. We can Google it. Even the things that I say are not Googleable, they can be researched in a way that will allow you to make connections to the spiritual realm from whatever you may be finding, in the scientific lanes or anything, whatever. Okay. So yeah, fasting is not just about, becoming vulnerable or healthier. It's about allowing your vessel to be free of the thing that it needs so your spirit can get what it needs. I'll say that again. Fasting is not just about your body and you abstaining from food and drink. It's about making your vessel more lighter so you can travel easier and just take things in and do your job. But I'm going to end it here. I do love y'all. I hope y'all have been drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea because it's free. Love y'all. Peace.